It's your boy Mike. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra video. We are back with another Feedback Monday, and as per usual, inside of the comments section of the video, there's going to be a pinned message on how to go ahead and join the Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra server and submit the feedback. All you have to do is go into the game feedback section. There is a little command here that you copy and paste. I usually just go into the off-topic chat because this is the one that has like the least amount of people talking in it. Then you can go ahead and just click on the command that matches that, click enter, and then you can go ahead and submit your feedback. We are also here with a new guest this week. We have the one and only D here, who is another goated YouTuber who you guys should all follow. You primarily upload like a lot of the sub battle rules, and I think that is like a hidden gem, if you will, of like content, because not a lot of people go into like the mini game aspect, I guess you could say, of Gekishin Squadra, you know.
Yes, thank you. Yes, hi everyone. My name is D. Some of you may also know me as Diana Hearts on Twitter, but yeah, I love making content on this game. I'm very aware of the meta and kind of like what's going on with the game. Even though I'm not the most serious player ever, I just like making like little highlight videos, and like I said, just making fun videos about the sub game modes, just other YouTubers or friends, just anything really.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for having me here, Mike.
Of course. We can just go ahead and hop right into it and look at the first submitted game feedback by Mr. Cat. Spectating. If you have someone added, you have the choice to spectate the match that they are currently in. Along with this, they could do public game-wide spectating, EX or X the Squadra Blast, showing how many people are currently spectating. That would be pretty cool. What I would probably say though is that if they did do something like that, they probably would have to do something similar to like Marvel Rivals or just any other game mode where they have it where there's like a small delay, especially if you could see the enemy team's like point of view in a sense. But
yeah, because I imagine there'd have to be some sort of safeguard, to like prevent cheating, essentially.
Right. That's why a lot of the spectating stuff is always like 2 minutes or something behind because of preventing that. But having it where like you could watch Squadra Blast in game and seeing like whichever either player that you've been most excited about and watching like that creator that you've been seeing, or even just like, because sometimes they can't, like the commentators, they can't follow everything, so if you want to specifically see like some of the action that there might be missing, that would be a nice thing to just have.
Yeah, I think it'd be a nice addition, and I'll be honest, we have such a great dev team that like I could totally see them just like randomly dropping this someday. But yeah, I think they would take the very basic precautions just to make sure that it isn't used for cheating, and it's pretty much just used as just another just very casual way to enjoy the game. Because like, yeah, I would love to just like hop in a party with somebody and kind of just like watch them play for a little bit and just like shoot the shit like in a call. Like that would be cool.
Right. That would be a very nice thing to do, yeah. Or even just like how they said, just for friends as well. Just be like, oh, let me watch their match while I'm sitting back in my seat and waiting for them to be done.
Yeah, Squadra inherently like is already a very social game, and I feel like that would almost add to that aspect. And I think that's a very good idea. I like that.
That one's getting a thumbs up by me.
Yay!
Now we have a big one with the nerfs. It is funny though, because I pointed this out to you before we started recording, but some of this was actually my feedback, and I said that they could like when I first talked about like wanting Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Ultimate Gohan being nerfed recently, I took my entire feedback and then I just put it in the comments, and I was just like, if you guys want to change anything, we have to like keep talking and just trying to push the point across that like, hey, these characters need balancing, right? We can't just like talk about it.
I recall you talking about that because it's very important that we all maybe not give the exact same notes, but we all give similar notes, right? Because if everybody's giving completely different ideas that are in different directions, like it's gonna be very hard for them to know what direction they should really go with like character
Right.
balancing. So if it's more focused on one thing with maybe slight adjustments for each person, like I think it be easier for the dev team to kind of narrow down like what is it that people really want. So I totally agree with you doing that.
Yeah. And the other thing too is because I also tried doing it in like a format that again could just be adjusted as the person saw fit, and tried to give my explanations. Like I didn't just say like, oh, reduce the overall health of Vegeta. I also was like, because he has a skill that inherently gives him 20% of his his current health, or not current health, his maximum health, right? So like
Yes.
I tried giving the reasonings on top of that rather than just be like, oh, take this skill cooldown and make it lower. But we can go ahead and look at what they specifically. I think this is all mine. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Reduce this stun time to 1 second, as well as making the hitbox more consistent, as there are times where the kick hits when it shouldn't and doesn't hit when it should. Reduce the overall health of Vegeta to be a bit lower than the other tank class characters. Concerning this is a character who gains up to 20% of his base health when using his third skill. He's shown to have an HP stat higher than most other tanks in the game. Ultimate Gohan returned the passive of You Can't Win to 3 stacks instead of 2 as shown when originally revealed. Skill 1 increased the cooldown to 6 seconds. No other technical in the game has a fast cooldown like Ultimate Gohan. And the other thing too, and I didn't even really think about it, it technically counts as 2 skills as well. Because it's the like punch first and then it's the blast, and it's still 6 seconds. Sorry, it's still like 4 seconds or something insanely low. Like no one has it as low. Like what? It's so silly that they did that. Skill 2 remove the stagger from hitting walls or another hero. Skill 2 has too many effects that make it unfair to play against other characters.
I agree totally. Because the thing is, like, conceptually, I love the idea of his skill 2. Because like, and I'm not just saying this because of your profile picture on Discord, but like, for example, one of my favorite abilities I've ever seen in anime was Toto and JJK. I always thought like it'd be so cool if you could incorporate that like into video games more. But like, just the way Gohan has it, it just feels so unfair. It just doesn't feel like fun.
Right, because the issue with him, I would say, is we look at a lot of the other technicals in the game, like Gotenks, like Gohan, and like just the other cast of characters even. And there's always some counterplay that you can do against it. There's always, again, like with Gotenks, you can have it where you have your Vanish. That is one of the freest ways to get out of his skill 1 combo. For Gohan, you could use your Vanish to try and dodge the Gohan stun from his skill 2, and so on and so forth, right? Like there's always a counterplay to some of these characters. Ultimate Gohan's skill 2, the only way to counter it is if you preemptively use your Vanish while the Ultimate Gohan is already using the skill. It is not like slow enough for you to be able to react to.
Yeah, it's just unreactable. Like totally. I'm trying to formulate the thought I just had. Go ahead and keep talking. Like, just give me a moment.
No worries. I was also gonna say that it would have been cooler, I feel like, if you would be able to swap with an ally instead, and just like swap
if that
the
was the
position
ability,
with that.
like I would love to see what kind of plays you could do with that.
Yeah, especially because again, he's supposed to be a technical character, so he is, in a sense, a supporting type character. So just again, being able to be like, oh, Super Saiyan Goku has like 2 HP, boom. Now they're gonna have to fight me, and now I'm gonna be able to like push them back with my like skill 3 or anything like that, right? Rather than be like, no, I'm gonna keep I'm gonna keep the enemy in the fight for 20 seconds. They literally are not able to do anything, and I'm gonna stun them against the wall, and then get all of them back on my skill 3, and then do it all over again, like for another 30 seconds.
I do remember what I was gonna say now. Even Vegeta's barrier, which I consider to be like one of the stronger things in the whole game, even that like has counterplay, right? There are moves that kind of bypass it. Right, so like it's not this like all be all, it just counters everything in the game. Like it's very strong, but like with Gohan's skill 2, it's just like what do you even do? Because like half the game is about your placement, pretty much. That's what matters most in the fight, besides like your level, pretty much. And it just feels stupid if you're playing a character that just doesn't have any chance of doing anything about it. Like if I'm playing Bojack and I get swapped, it's like there's just nothing I can do. There's no skillful play to make for me to escape. Like I'm just like on a different side than I want to be, and like I'm just gonna die.
Yeah, like it genuinely hurts as well, because it renders a lot of characters like that just completely useless. Like Bojack. Yeah. He just murders them in cold blood. And that's pretty sad, I would say.
For sure.
Did you have anything to say about Vegeta as well? Just before we keep scrolling down.
I agree with that sentiment. That I think characters' numbers should be balanced around their kit. For example, this is what I was saying with Gohan. I said my number back when Gohan came out. Sorry, Ultimate Gohan. I mean, my biggest issue with him wasn't even necessarily his kit. I thought like, sure, they want to give him all of that. That's fine, but just don't inflate the numbers so much. And they did. They lowered it, and then now it's still kind of annoying, but he doesn't feel like he's just low diffing the entire game anymore. Right. Because his numbers got hurt. And I think the same thing should apply to Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. He has the tools and the kit to be really strong. And I feel like if you were to just slightly knock down his numbers, I feel like you would see a bit more tank diversity. Right.
Especially because it's like they are consistently buffing these tanks as well. A lot of the top tanks too, with Cooler more recently just getting an even bigger buff than what he already got before, with his invincibility frames getting like 50% longer. He just got his skill 1 changed, as well as like the cooldown of it reduced as well. So if they're just like making minimal adjustments to that for like these top tanks, and then bringing the best tanks down as well as the worst tanks and like Cell and all that, if they can get adjustments too and get like glow ups as well, I think there would again just be a lot more diversity than what we see right now.
Sure.
Because the thing is that, and I've said it in the past, I really don't like it when the tournaments, in a sense, they always go the same way, of like everyone's using Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and then we're going to go into the next tournament, everyone's going to be using Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Ultimate Gohan and whatever the best units are in the game. It's like, I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be a thing like Smash Ultimate, in a sense, where it's like, sure, you might have like a small advantage or small disadvantage by playing a certain character, but at the end of the day, more often than not, you're just going to play the character that you like the playstyle of, that you like the character of, and that like makes it where you have fun, rather than being like, oh, I'm gonna pick the best character every single time. Like, no, I want people to play Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta because they either like his kit or they like the character moment.
Yeah.
Right. And Ultimate Gohan, I don't want it to be like I'm happy as hell for Bardock, but I don't want him to be disgustingly broken where you have to run Bardock or you lose. Like that's just not fun in my opinion.
No,
you know?
I totally agree with that sentiment, and I think the way that I'm viewing it right now is I don't really care who's like the best in role for like any given point or season. Like some character is gonna be the best, but the thing I'm looking for the most is I want as many characters to be like in that S tier as possible.
Right.
We want almost every character like that. Like, I think a great example is like Dragon Ball Fighters. Towards the later kind of half of its lifespan, that game somehow just got more and more balanced to the point where like even the worst character in the game was still like a high B. And I think Squadra is in a decent enough spot that there's barely any characters I would like say as like, oh, damn near unusable. But like I feel like we're just like a couple good handful changes away from having like every character be like A or S tier, and that's what we should be aiming for.
Yeah. I think another thing too is, and not to just drag this specific feedback out more than it already is, but like another thing too that is like we the more balance changes we get as well, I feel like the closer we're going to get to that eventually happening, because every single character that releases has like on average, I want to say 6 characters also get adjusted when that new character comes out. So it's like it just takes time, I would say, for them to tweak the stuff and keep continuously nerfing Gotenks before we get like just the right amount of nerf for Gotenks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, just the right amount of balance.
He's too scary.
Yeah. Speaking of him though, the rebalance or adjustment section. This is more about the characters that got changes that was too much or not enough. Super Saiyan Gotenks. Skill 1 cooldown should be adjusted back to 12 seconds. The hitbox reverted back to what it was before Season 2.0 patch notes. And the combo should finish in 1.5 seconds. Gotenks is always a character who punished characters for not conserving their vanishing step, and have it where that attack is only harder to and to have it where the attack is not only harder to hit now more than ever due to the super cooldown reduction vanishing step divine draw, but also for it to get shadow nerfed to not hit as consistently as before. Skill 3 reduced the cooldown back to 6 seconds, as well as increasing damage back to 300, 375, and 450. Gotenks is already a balance more so than other technicals in the game, so to continuously nerf his abilities is a complete oversight to his design. Deborah as well, skill 2, duration of no vanishing step movement speed, boost effect back to 4 seconds, and then the skill 3 cooldown increased back to 6 seconds, super attack overall damage increased. I believe it was a major oversight to nerf this character when he was not only put in the buffed category in the patch notes, but also when he is currently the worst damage class character in the game. Please reverse his nerfs added onto his kit. And this one is completely new, and I've seen this point pushed around a little bit, so we can get your thoughts on it as well. Super Saiyan Goku. Super attack increased the damage of the Spirit Bomb with Kaioken boost from 3,500 to 3,800. Some or many players might not like this, but it makes no sense to me that the damage of the Spirit Bomb with Kaioken is the same as without Kaioken. When the main effect of Kaioken is to boost the damage of the other skills, including the super attack. And then skill 2 return back the stagger effect to his skill 2 instead of movement speed down. Overall, Goku's nerf were alright. He did need the nerf. So I guess let's do it in order. So we can just do this and just go back up. So what do you think about Goku getting damage on the Spirit Bomb with Kaioken? Because if you don't already know, the way that the Kaioken works now is you can either Kaioken boost. Well, I believe that what they're talking about is during the actual Spirit Bomb, but
yeah,
I believe beforehand you can Kaioken boost before throwing the Spirit Bomb, and it did like the increased damage, and now you can't do it because you only have one Kaioken charge. But the thing is that like when you boost it with the Kaioken, that's when it does like the extra, I think it's like 2,500 damage or something like that from the second tick. So yeah, for me, that is the Kaioken boost damage, like increase of the damage, right? But then other people I've talked to have been like, well, no, I feel like the first tick of damage should also do more if you combine that with Kaioken as well.
I mean, it's like, okay, so I have trouble speaking about Super Saiyan Goku because I haven't played him since like the beta pretty much. Like I just never mained him since the game came out. So I've purely viewed the Goku experience from like kind of the outside in, with either people on my team or facing off against them. And from what I can tell, I'm for the most part okay with how they nerfed him. Like it's kind of unfortunate they get nerfed like multiple times over. And I understand how like maybe people don't want that. But I think in terms of how much damage he's dealing now and how he feels to fight against, I finally feel like it's like fair now. And I kind of it's not like a big deal, I don't think, but I kind of don't agree with that change specifically. I kind of think it's fine as it is.
I think yeah, while we're on the topic, I do think that the Goku nerfs, they seem like a lot, and don't get me wrong, they were a considerable amount. But as a person who not only has played Goku for a long time, but also known like a lot of people who play Goku for a long time as well, it all was kind of the same opinion of like Goku was too good back then. Because you remember, sure. we were in almost we were in 3 seasons of the game, if we're counting season 0, where Goku was just like dominant and king. When he first like got his big buffs to himself, he was the #1 character, to the point where people were putting him in a tier above everyone else because he was just far away the best character just in the game. Doesn't matter what class we're talking about. He was just #1. And then he got nerfed and then was brought back down to like, okay, now he's in S tier. And then he got nerfed again. All right, he's still in S tier. And then he just got this big nerf. And then, oh no, now he's back in A tier. Like, he needed that because he should not have ruled the game for as long as he did for how easy his playstyle is.
No, for sure. And the thing is, more than anything, I'm glad Spirit Bomb is the way it is right now, because believe me when I say that I had a serious issue with how powerful it was. In early game, it's not great in team fights, but if any smart player knows, like, you're not using it in a team fight early game. It's essentially like the freest boss secure ever, like in the first like 2 seasons.
Right.
And then in late game, like, it's one of the easiest team wipes possible. Because, like, you bait the whole team into pushing, thinking they're gonna win. You know, you just do that on your tower, like, and pretty much, like, you could just kill them all.
Right.
It was just so strong.
I've also seen this, again, another thing that I've kind of seen a little bit from the feedback. I'm not sure if this is the same feedback, but I believe it might be. If I like scrolled far enough, I probably would find at least one more person saying it, right? But people want the stagger back on skill 2 for Goku, and it's like, again, the resident Goku one trick in the like the creator sphere, in a sense.
Yes.
I'm happy we even got anything. We got Android 18, who just lost the effect of no skills entirely.
Yeah, that's dumb. That is a dumb change. I'm so mad I did that.
Exactly.
She barely
right?
had anything going for her.
Exactly. And the fact that they were like, okay, oh, hold on, let me get my little pacifier for you. We're gonna take this one, and then at least you get this other really cool thing. Like, dude, I'm on my hands and knees. I was begging for anything, and they at least swapped it for something. And I think another thing that, again, just people always forget about with Goku is he shouldn't have had that stagger. I understand, like, it was probably the most, like, quote unquote balanced stagger out of all of them, because it was literally like half a second of stagger. It was the smallest effect, so it was more so like a counter to a lot of these, well, just characters, you know. But we look at every single other DPS in the game, no one has it at all. Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 have it on ult. Deborah has it,
which is already I consider like one of the strongest abilities in the game.
Yeah, Deborah has it when he's stone spinning. Like, all of these people just, it's just like, he should not have had it. And the fact that he lost it is perfectly fine, because no one else has it that got it as free as him. We can, again, you were just saying how you thought Gamma's having it on their ult, and then it being like 2 seconds, but Gammas can't even attack. That, you can easily say that's busted, right? But it's only on ult. And then like, Goku got it every, like, how long is his meteor hammer now? Isn't it like 6 seconds or something? Like, he got
I don't know, I don't play him.
Yeah, that's fair. It's always hard for me to remember the like numbers, because like that was the move that like was the second nerf that he got, or it changed from like 4 seconds to 6 seconds, I believe, or something like that.
But I just think the biggest thing is that I feel like for DPS characters, I'm fine with them having abilities that like hinder me, but I don't like abilities that just like stop you. Yeah, like that's just not fun to play against.
Right, but that was the point that I was making. Like, you only see like stun type moves from technicals and tanks, and damage rarely get it, but it has to be like a condition. It's not something that was as free as Goku. So for him to have got it as free as it was very stupid.
Yeah, like, could you imagine if like Gotenks is like ghosts, like instead of slowing you down, they just like
they stunned you for like half a second. Dude, I would spam the ghost and then immediately skill 1. What are you supposed to do? Huh? What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, it's like, here's the thing, like, if you slow me down and because of that you're able to hit skill 1, fair enough. But like, if I wasn't able to do anything at all, like, that's just dumb.
Yeah, Goku 100% needed those nerfs though. Like, this is
agreed.
It's just like, listen, Goku fans, I am, again, the number one like person of who would benefit from this, right? Like, I only know Super Saiyan Goku. Every other character in the game is like not even number 2. They're like number 3 option on the list. Like, they're not even in the same room in my brain. Like, Goku's the entire right half, and then the like bottom part of like the left half is like the afterthought of choosing anyone else.
Mike, I used to watch your stuff religiously back in season 1. And the thing I remember saying was that I consider Mike to be the Super Saiyan Goku guy, which is, do you realize how insane that is?
I don't even consider that.
Goku.
I don't even, like, dude, I don't personally consider myself like the quote unquote like Super Saiyan Goku guy, because everyone plays him at one point, you know. But I will not lie. I had so many videos and thumbnails that I had to ask Fire to make, that I had to like ask him to make it different every single time. Okay, Fire, can you do it where it's the Spirit Bomb image? Okay, Fire, can you have it where it's the Divine combo cards on it? All right, can you have it where it's base form? Okay, here, I took a screenshot in-game. Can you use that instead? Like, I had to come up with so much stuff because of how much I just would not let go of him and just be like, all right, guys, here we go. It's the 30th Super Saiyan Goku video. Yay! Like, dude, it's like I said, it's my one and only trick, and he's still good, so it's not like it's that big of a deal anyways. What do you think about Deborah though?
Yeah, it's unfortunate like he's pretty much been relegated to being damn near the bottom of the list the entire game's lifespan.
Right.
And you know what? Like, I know there's always the concern of like, oh, like if you buff him too much, then like he just becomes like broken. And I'm kind of like, that would be okay. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why, but like for Deborah, I would almost let it slide. Like, he's just been at the bottom for so long. And like I said, I want every character to be like an S or an A.
Yeah.
So, like, if his whole thing is going to be the spit gimmick, let him do it. Let him be good at it. You know, like, maybe his defenses ain't all that, you know, like, oh, like, it's already bad enough that basically his whole kit is dependent on the spit gauge.
You know, it'd be really cool if they buffed Deborah. Did I, like, there's no way I misspelled. This is the second time I've seen Debuda. I'm almost I'm checking it right now. Did I misspell it, or is this like them intentionally misspelling his name? I'm gonna check that while making my point. But I was gonna say that imagine if Deborah came out with like a mechanic, they buffed him, and then it was like ignore all effects on spit. So like on the unstoppable or whatever the like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta effect is, like Oob effect and all that, where you just, or it's like no obstruction, whatever it's called. You know what I mean? That you just can get no effects. It just breaks.
How many characters like let's say like even if you don't have your vanish and he landed a spear on you, like there are still ways to get out of it.
Yeah. Like
in a 1v1, man, like that's just absurd.
Let me see. All right, I did spell Deborah right. All right, so it was just them being silly. I thought I just went back into the video. I thought I was like, oh, dude, I fucking misspelled Deborah, and I went 3 hours into this video, and I'm just like Debuda.
Yeah, fuck. If you think about it, that's kind of genius slander.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. We spent like half the video on this feedback. I am unfortunately just going to scroll past these other ones because I do want to try and at least get like a couple other feedback in there. Yes. And having it where we not only have I discussed this in the previous weeks as well, but like specifically having it where it's just looking at one person who's submitting a whole bunch of feedback. I think I'm gonna have to unfortunately skip it because it's like it's a little
some diversity.
Exactly. So here's the first one that is from a new person. Remove medical respawn from the divine pool. A lot of people do not like medical respawn. What are your thoughts on it? Especially because you're more like a person who likes the I would say the silliness of like, you know, like the divine, not the divine draws, but the game modes and all that.
Okay. I think honestly this is a pretty cold take that even I would agree with. I like the idea of having silly divine draws. I think even some of the newer ones I'm pretty okay with. Like, but for medical respawn, it's just like, I know it wouldn't really seem like it, but like it's again one of those things where like I feel like just certain characters just kind of end up benefiting a little bit more. Because there's characters who can kind of revive other characters for free.
Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta.
There's characters that prevent you from reviving others for free.
Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta again.
Yep, another Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta thing. Yeah, it's just one of those things where like it just feels very demotivating sometimes in that game mode because like your objective, like it doesn't feel satisfying to kill anybody because it's either followed by they get revived and you get jumped and you die, or you spend the next 10 seconds, you know, like you have an exhilarating fight, it's super awesome, boom, you get the kill, feels great, and then you have to spend the next 10 seconds awkwardly just rush attacking the pod before you go do something else. Yeah. I don't mind the idea of having a revive, but here's the thing, if they're going to be adamant about keeping it around, here's how I would change it. I wouldn't make it so that they revive instantly. I would have it so that if you get the thing full, when they revive, they respawn at that spot. I would be okay with that.
I think
Because
the easiest change to me is making it where medical respawn doesn't revive you to full HP. I think that part is
that part
probably
is also
the main issue.
Incredibly dumb. Like I'm thinking about like Fortnite, for example. Let's say you got your full health.
Yeah,
you have full shield.
My
you
reboot
get
card.
knocked down. Yeah, when you get revived, there's a reason why you only get revived with just your health. Like they won't give you shield. Like why would they do that? It should respawn you at like half health or something like that. And like the thing is like I'm not even kidding. The rule feels so overpowered sometimes that sometimes I will literally intentionally die because it's easier to die and get respawned than go back and heal.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've seen people have it where the person will be just so low of HP, they'll die to a minion, and then their friend right next to it will just revive them, like in lane. Because why would you wait at tower when you could just die and just come back in 2 seconds?
Yeah. Like it feels a little too strong, and again, it feels very demotivating even trying to go for kills.
Yeah.
Like in late game. Because like really the only time that like you're gonna get away with killing somebody in late game and like not taking care of their little pod so that someone can revive them is pretty much if you get a team wipe.
Right.
And another thing is that like I think dying should have more consequences. Like for sure. Because like my main objective in late game is not to just like, oh, let's just go push and try to, just 50-50, let's see who wins. It's always we stay back and we're gonna play the patient game. They're gonna get impatient. Either, one or even all of them might come to us, and as soon as we get that like pick, or we get, 1 or 2 picks, that's when we can go push. And we can punish the fact that there's a death cooldown, especially in late game. And just having all that kind of mean nothing unless we basically team wipe, it just doesn't feel that good.
I think the other main issue of Gekishin Squadra is just like it's trying a little bit too much to be everything as well. Where it's like, okay, we're gonna be wacky and zany with these like extra game modes and all that.
It really needs to pick a lane. Like I mean it, I enjoy both aspects of it, but I feel like they're being pushed in both directions, and it's kind of concerning. I want this to be a competitive game just as much as I want it to be just like a fun, casual game. But unfortunately, you can't really have both and have it work out for both sides.
That's why I think, because there's again just like other content creators who have also been pushing this idea of just like having it where they come out with a ranked mode and it just has no divine draws at all.
I'm not even kidding. I was about to make the exact same suggestion that like, what if ranked had like no draws or just like a very small pool, while like more, let's just say, quick battle had like them all, something like that.
Continue.
No, yeah. But yeah, like I'm fine with the idea of more silly rules, but like, for example, in my opinion, the biggest reason to quit the game and stop playing during season 1 was if you didn't really want to deal with like EX Golden Steel Junior games. I didn't want to deal with them. I thought they were dumb. In fact, to this day, I still think that was the dumbest rule they ever made. More than anything, by far. Because
people saying that like, people saying they want Cell Juniors rather than medical respawns, bro. You do not know the hell that was back then.
No. Because one of the things I consider to be like a skill check in this game is your ability to farm, right? Like, I think on some level, like, yeah, obviously, like, super top players, they're going to be better at fighting compared to, most people. But I feel like the average player, like, there's not some, like, a major gap between, like, an A rank player, like a low S and like a high B in terms of, like, their ability to fight, right? That shouldn't be what decides the game. It should be your ability to work with your team to secure objectives It should be on your ability to farm better than your opponent. That's, I think, where the skill should come in more than anything else. And so Golden Cell Juniors was just like an insult to the face of that kind of intelligence required to like win high level gameplay, because it was just like a 50-50 chance, and like one side has a way higher chance of getting it than the other.
You have no idea how many times I like just spirit bombed Golden Cell Juniors.
Yeah, I don't even blame you. It's like basically a free win.
Oh, dude, this is gonna be so funny to me, because now you get to see me a little bit upset in a sense.
Okay.
Because this is like I read the bottom part of it, but I'm still gonna read the entire thing because it is funny. The matchmaking is just trash. I'm a top 500 Broly, a top 1,000 Gotenks, and a top 1,000 Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. But I can't run 2 games in a row because the I'm not gonna read that word. Useless randoms you pair me with. It's so annoying. Last season I didn't get to A4 in tech and tank because solo queue with this stupid people. It's the worst thing I ever see. It has no sense to see the average of the points we make per game with different roles and pairs us with similar people. Wake up. I can't lose points if one monkey stays AFK 2 minutes at only 7 minutes of a match and we have to forfeit because it's impossible to play. Do you know how hard it is to play 3v4s? Change it now. There is a reason people left the game, and it's you devs. Okay.
Everything, like, I think this spot hit every single like wrong point of how to do criticism.
the like thing that is like a personal pet peeve that I do not understand how people still like talk about this is this. Why are we bringing this up? This is like actual worthless. I'm a top 100 baby. Does that mean anything? No, dude. I think I genuinely got like top like 40 baby in the world or something like that. And do you know what that means? It means jack shit. It means that I played a game as baby and the game went on like a longer than usual time. That is literally all it meant. And the fact that people will not like look up how to get the like top 100 in anything is so dumb. You are like actually just pushing out a statistic that you yourself do not even understand. Because how are you going to say like, oh, I'm a top 500 Broly? That it means nothing. Like it means, oh, okay, first off, if we're going to say on top of that, like a top 500 Broly, like, dude, there is like how many people playing the game and how many characters in this game, and you are saying that you are a top 500 for this character that is like not like niche, but there's like other characters that I feel like would be a lot more popular, and you're saying that you can barely hit to, like anything above top 500. But on top of that, again, like it's not a thing that shows skill. It's a thing that just shows that you played a long game with that character.
Yeah,
it's such a pet peeve, like, man. I hate it so much.
I don't like. I get why in your head you might be like, if I say that I'm super high ranked, that gives me more credibility that my opinion matters. But like, if we really break it down, like hot take, I think the opinion of an S rank player should be valued just as much as like a B rank player.
Oh, for sure.
It doesn't really matter what your rank is. I think everybody's opinion should be valued equally.
Right. This is also like the stupidest thing. Like, that people will see that they are having like a difficult time solo queuing, and rather than like, I don't know, trying to find people that are like actively playing this game, they'll just continue to solo queue and cry. Yeah.
And like, here's the thing. Okay, obviously nothing is bad. I want to make that clear. But you know, I've had crash chats about solo queue like this one. Not as bad. Not as bad as this one. But you know, like I've had bad experiences with solo queue, so I can at least see where the anger is coming from. But like, it kind of reminds me of this one of things. Like, for example, like let's say you play Dokkan. You know, you've had a bad Dokkan experience. You know, you're like streaming it. You're talking shit about the game, and you know you want it to be better, but like in that moment, like you're just yelling and complaining. Like, if you were to actually be face to face with a dev, like, would you do the same thing? Like, no. You're gonna want to try to give constructive criticism and like actually like find a good way to improve shit. Like, I know Truth did that when he met like some of the Dokkan devs at that one like in person Dokkan event last year. And
Right.
I commend him for doing that. You know, like, he didn't make it some dumb shit for content. He didn't like, you know, he didn't meme around. Like, he got the chance to talk to the devs, and he said exactly what mattered. Like,
Yeah, no,
this is, we literally have the opportunity to do this. Like, no other Dragon Ball game has this feedback shit. Like, don't write shit like this. It's so dumb.
I'm just gonna make a small point because I don't want to focus too much on like the other games, but like how we were saying with the Dokkan meetup, right? What they had us play the new game mode in like on the like a phone that they had connected to like the table and all that, and then afterwards we went to like a focus group kind of thing where there was like 6 people from your group, and you were with one like person who was just writing down information, right? And they were asking you like, how did you like the game? You know, what are some improvements that you have? Do you have like any general feedback, not only just for the mode but for the game as well? And I just straight up said this mode was announced as a game mode that you should like you were supposed to use old characters, right? When they talked about the Super Easy A, they said we're going to be coming out with a new mode because we don't want you to only use newer characters. We want you to also be able to use old ones. So we're coming out with a new mode so that way you can use a lot of these older characters and all that, right? And I told the person, I was like, this is a really like this has almost no chance in allowing you to use older characters if it doesn't have something that like incentivizes you to use older characters, like a category boost, or even just like a boost of like, okay, if a character is from like 2017, they get like 400% attack and defense. Okay, if this character is from 2018, they get 350. If the character is from 2019, it's 300, or anything like that. Majin Buu Saga, like it's whatever boost, like categories like that, right? And if we're not saying things like, again, I was saying that in like not in like a bad way, but more so like in a negative way of the event, right? But it was still constructive, so that they could at least see it and be like, you know what, that's actually a good point. Who the fuck is going to be using like AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku against an event that does like 3 billion damage? He either dodges or die. Maybe we should have it, or like characters from either this saga or this old or this gets a specific boost to help that out. And while it hasn't come out yet, I would assume the reason why is because they're trying to get a lot of the feedback and put a lot of it to use, right? So to see people just, we literally get that focus group thingy, but inside of this, where they are just taking everything, and again, like how you said, we don't have this anywhere else. The Legends server opened up their own Discord, and it shut down. It closed. It closed because it was so bad. And then meanwhile, the Gekishin Squadra has its own feedback thing, and then we're going to be like putting like, oh, I fucking hate solo queue. Wake up. Like,
you guys are like monkeys, like, brother.
Yeah, it's so dumb. And this could easily have been turned into constructive feedback as well. If you want to be like, hey, I don't think I should be going up against teams as a solo queue player, having it where solo queues can only go up against solo queues, I'd be like, you know what? Entirely fine. I agree with that point. That gets a thumbs up. Did he thumbs up his own comment? Okay, well, I can't, bro. There's no way he thumbs up. He's the only one he's the only one who thumbed up his comment, and it was. I can't, dude.
We gotta move on. Please.
I can't.
This
Oh.
guy.
Top 1,000 character badge persistence. Currently, top 1,000 character badges expire when a new season begins. Yeah, this is very stupid that it just goes away.
Yeah, I dislike that a lot. Very simple chain. Just have the season number like in like the corner.
Yep. Like how they have
Like,
it for the other ones. They have it where I think it was was it like Squadra Blast or something like that has it where it says like season 1 and season 2, or it might be for whatever the damage also says that too.
The season designated. Like why can't like I got top 10 Caulifla in season 1. You don't realize how much I would love to still have it, but nope, it's just gone forever, and I'm probably never gonna get it again.
Yeah. And yeah, this was like really good feedback though, because not only does it say the benefits and all that, it goes into details of what they can do. It talks about like what the issue is. Like this is the perfect feedback for this. This is exactly what should happen. Make MVP more attractive by giving him double memories for the game. I think what they're saying is they want MVPs to be have more incentive for getting MVPs by giving double memory for the game. I think that's fine.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I don't think that's like high priority, but like if that's something that they did, I would just be like, cool, awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I totally see the idea. It would encourage people to try harder, but I think overall, like, would it make a major difference in like the quality of matches? Probably not, but like it would be a neat change.
Again, this is another thing. Like you could tell that this person was frustrated, but they didn't take it out on people. Stop letting people more than one rank apart group up from ranked matches. D to C, C to B, B to A, A to S. No more D ranked players with AS, like you said. Like you could tell this was written with frustration. But you know what? They didn't like insult the devs. They gave their feedback. They put exactly what they wanted to see, and I like that. That's good.
Personally, I've always found that argument to be the most like. We would have to know what goes on behind the scenes, because
for sure.
I'm sure, I mean, like you might get like a random D rank in your A game, and that's not just like no reason. It's not just because the game is like queuing up with D ranks. Like there's some weird thing going on in the background that like let that happen, or like maybe they're like on a team. Like who knows? Like we just don't know enough about how queuing up with people works that like we can just definitively say we should only be queuing up with these kind of people.
Well, the thing is, right, is let's say that, because as an S rank, I have fought people who have been D ranks before, right? And that is entirely unfair. But the thing is that let's say that, like how you said, that a person D ranked and then it did it like that, then I think that's an easy fix. Show what the rank was before they lost. If it's because the teammate was doing that should already be a system, by the way. You shouldn't be able to be an S rank and have your D rank friend join your party and then have it where you're queuing up into S rank lobbies. It shouldn't be more than like, again, one rank apart, A to S, A to B, B to C, D to C. Like this
with the sentiment.
is also
I just feel like,
silly as well.
I just feel like I just wish we knew more about how the game worked in that aspect, because I feel like this is a very obvious change to make. I feel like it would be beneficial, but I feel like it's just like not as simple as that, unfortunately.
Right. Let Frieza manually control the direction his minions are facing by holding down skill 1 or skill 2 button, which currently forces the camera to focus on that specific minion. That would be a neat change. Like Frieza's fucking horrible, so anything that he can get is pretty nice. Maybe
I think
having
quality of life is good.
Yeah.
So.
The only thing I
Why
would
not?
probably say is if he's able to move the minion just to like be a bit balanced in a sense, he should probably have it where the skill, like whatever minion he uses, loses a little bit of their sight that they can just gain back, but like they could just build it back. Like if you like move Zarbon like a little bit to the left, then the field of view in a sense doesn't go like too far down, and then like in less than a second it fills back up. But like if you're moving Zarbon from looking back entirely to 180 and then looking forward, then it should probably like, again, as if you just deployed him in a sense. It shouldn't just be like, oh, I'm just gonna take Zarbon and just like start spinning in a circle and have him start 360 no scoping all these guys.
Yeah,
'Cause I think that would be
I really see
a
it.
little bit of a bad
I didn't think
thing.
of that when you read it out loud, but like, yeah, that's a good point.
That'd be the one and only thing I would say. We can't have any COD montages from Zarbon going on. People are going AFK in my game for 5 minutes and I'm still losing rank points. They said this, that like they fixed this, and I don't know. I haven't personally
I don't
solo
know.
queued enough
It's hard to
as
say.
well.
I'll
give it a thumbs up. The other thing I feel like people are forgetting too, if your teammate is AFK, surrender, because you shouldn't lose rank points if you do that.
Oh yeah, because something I've noticed is that like how you know sometimes like if the game considers someone AFK is if you hit the surrender button and instead of 4, it's 3. That's how you know.
Yeah. Another thing too is if you're able to do it within 5 minutes as well. So if you like have your teammate go AFK within the first 5 minutes, just surrender, because it's the only way that you won't lose the rank points in that way. All right, another big one. First of all, thank you to the developers for the hard work on Gekishin Squadra. The improvements and fixes made across previous seasons show that the team listens to feedback, and Season 3 in particular brought positive changes that overall improved the experience. We appreciate the effort that has gone into supporting the game and refining it. That said, I would genuinely enjoy the game and want to see it continuously grow. Several long-standing issues are starting to reduce motivation to keep playing. Bot and AI issues. Bot behavior still feels unnatural and inconsistent, which hurts match quality and makes some games feel meaningless. The problem has existed for a long time with no noticeable improvement. If anything, it's gotten worse, because there was like bots that were introduced that made it where like in Season 2 they would just go AFK and not move at the start, and that wasn't something that was in like Season 1 and all of that. This is horrible. No new maps. The map pool has not been expanded, causing matches to feel repetitive. Adding new maps or even variations of existing ones would greatly improve replayability. No new divine card combos or no new divine cards or card combos. Divine cards are a core mechanic of the game, yet no new cards or card combo interactions have been introduced. Current meta feels solved, leaving little room for experimentation or creativity. Lack of events. There are no meaningful or rotating events to keep players engaged. Events are important to keep the game feeling fresh between major updates. Battle Pass issues. The Battle Pass still contains empty slots, which makes it feel unfinished and unrewarding. Even small rewards would improve the overall satisfaction and player satisfaction. Gekishin Rule Mode has no purpose. The Gekishin Rule Mode currently feels useless. Without exclusive rewards, progression, or incentives, there's no real reason behind playing it. Adding rewards or unique drops would immediately give this mode value. Final note, the issues affect many players, not just a few individuals. As a community, we should come together and respectfully ask the devs to address the concerns of the game to continue to and improve to grow.
Okay, first of all, I just want to say this is wonderfully worded.
Yes.
I liked it a lot. Like, this is pretty much what you guys should be going for. I think the bot shit, that just is self-explanatory. For me, I think the biggest priority is I don't really care all that much for the quality of the bots per se. I know that sounds crazy, but I think the main objective should just be to have no bots at all. Like, we should not be having bots in our game.
Right.
Right? Because if that was the case, it doesn't really matter if they're good or not. Like, I don't... Because let's be honest, like, you're never going to make a bot that is as good as a real player. You're never going to.
So, or they're just disgustingly broken to the point of...
Yeah.
Just being unfair.
Yeah, and I think you discussed this recently, so I'll keep it very brief about maps. But I think that's the one thing that I'm gonna have to be like, probably that would not be the best idea, because what would end up happening is, you know how people feel like very biased or like feel very one specific way about divine draws?
Yeah.
Could you imagine the scale of that if it was maps instead? If there was like 5 maps that are randomly drawn every single game, you know, there'd be a collective yes or a collective every time you play. And like, I'll be honest, it's one of those times where I enjoy the consistency. Like the character picks, the cards every game, the divine draws, that's enough difference for me in every game. Like, I think that is okay. Maybe there's a conversation to be had about the divine cards and maybe like how they should be changed, or maybe there should be new ones. That's understandable. I get that. But I think in terms of the map, I'm going to very firmly say I think they should stick with one. If they're going to change the map, they should just keep it as one map. Like, just commit to it. I think having multiple maps will just make every game more random and more chaotic, and people will have preferences, and it'll just be a little too much, I think, at that point. I enjoy the one map.
Yeah. Please give me Dragon Ball. Please give me Dragon Ball. Damn it, it's Universal Survival Saga again!
Yeah.
No, but I get what you mean. I think that what they brought up, though, like having at least... the issue that I currently have is I've been a person who has been playing this game since beta, since it was called Project Multi, and well, like I'm just gonna pull it up on the side real quick. But I've been playing this game for a long time, and to have it where it's the same exact map as how it was, it's been 2 years. Well, we're coming up on 2 years. It'll be 2 years in August. To have it where it's the same exact map with nothing else, and we now had a new boss. We've had one boss be taken, well, no, 2 bosses be taken out because they took out Great Ape, and then they took out 16. To have that happen, and then they added Jackie Chun, and there has still been nothing since Project Multi basically came out, is absurd. Because I think at the bare minimum, if we're not going to have variations, it should just probably be an entirely new map, because it's too much. And if we want to be saying like, oh, well, you know, people are like how you said are going to not want the variations just because it's going to be another random factor that you're going to have to do, that's entirely fine. I understand that, which is why I think just one new map would be the most that I would ask. So I get that. And then for the bot issue, just remove them. They have an entire bot game mode. I don't care about waiting 10 minutes for a lobby. Please just let me not have to play with bots if I'm in solo queuing. And then as for divine cards and all that, I feel like I'm leaning more towards the side of this also needing to get updated as well, the divine combo cards. I think that some of them are entirely fine, leaving in stuff like build up, stuff like solid barrier, things that a lot of people use, right? Like those ones are entirely fine, and I think that they should keep them in. But there are clear and just cut ones that no one uses at all. There is no one inside of the game that is a real living, breathing person who has a pulse that would be able to pass 3rd grade that is using the fucking boss hunter.
Mike.
Yes. But yeah, what I was gonna say was that they need to come out with the other stuff, and I foolishly again was about to pull it up, but then I remembered afterwards like I can't do that. I'll give
the devs some. No, you're good. I'll give the devs some leeway, and I understand how something as important as the divine draws, that's not super easy to just like every season make it different. But I do think that is something that they should address in the near future of, hey, we kind of want to rework it a little. I don't think we need every single one to change, like you said. I just think there should be like maybe 5 or 6 of them that are like either reworked or kind of like new.
Yeah.
But I understand how that is something insanely difficult to balance out. So I understand that is not something that they have addressed yet, but I really do hope they do that in the near future.
Right. The thing I was gonna say though, before I again was shuffling through servers, inside of the, and I'm like 99% sure that like I'm able to talk about this, right? But inside of the Gekishin Squadra Creator Program, there is like the assets that they give us that we're able to use for thumbnails. So it's like the divine combo cards. It's the one that I repeatedly use in like every single one of my thumbnails and all that. And there is a message at the top that is like these will be updated if there are any new cards, basically. Like it's not word for word that, but it says something along the lines of that. So internally, I would think that they also know that eventually they're going to just come out with new divine combo cards, as well as I would assume like just combos in general.
Yeah. That's really good to hear, because for example, like that's why I don't have it as a super high priority, because I like I said, I just figure that's one of those things where like, you know, they'll be able to give it to us when they're able to, right?
Yeah.
I don't want them to rush it out just because they aren't the greatest right now.
Right.
Like I really want them to, like if they're gonna change it, I want it to really matter. So like even if it's 2 seasons from now, as long as it like pretty much is good, it's, you know, it's here to stay, barely needs any adjustments, I'm fine with it.
Right. Like another thing I would probably say for this feedback as well is the only thing that I would, I guess, criticize a little bit is when we're talking about a lot of this stuff as well, in order to make it where it's not just like a lot of complaints in a sense, having it where it's like what you would like to see as well would also just be nice. Because again, I think one of the things that the Squadra devs have like a very big issue of is figuring out just exactly what players want in like a grand scheme.
Yeah.
So like,
because
we could say new maps, and then they'll make tournament
like
of power.
divine, you know, the divine cards.
Right.
But like, what about it? Like, what do we need to change?
Yeah. So like, don't be like this little chud who just puts that. Put Y. Like that idiot down there who didn't.
Yeah.
For some reason didn't put like because of this.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, I kind of want to just like rapid fire through these next couple parts, but events, I'm actually gonna kind of take Squadra's side here. I think the events are actually pretty frequent, and
they last a long time.
Usually pretty good. They're like they give out a lot of free stuff very often, and I appreciate that. I think the events, could there be more? Of course there can, but in terms of what they give us, I think it's pretty solid. Like there's not too much wrong with it.
Solid barrier.
Solid barrier, yeah.
Sorry, no, sorry. No, but I was kind of just to also just like really comment really fast. On top of that, they are coming out with new ones too. They showed us them a roadmap. There's a question mark thing, so it's not
roadmaps
like,
are also very important. I
new
like
stuff.
I like that they give us that too. I think they're very clear in terms of like, here's what you're getting every. And I like that.
Yeah. I
think that part is, I think it's fine as it is. Battle Pass. So I'm somebody who really likes grinding it. I buy the premium version immediately. and I enjoy grinding it. And believe it or not, I don't really have an issue with the amount of rewards they give us. I think if you buy the premium one, I think it's pretty fair. You get it's great value essentially. You get a lot of capsules, a lot of Zenny, some, maybe like a skin, some stamps, and I think the amount of stuff you get is worth it. I like it, but I think the quality of the stuff you're getting, yeah, that should be better. There should be more.
Yeah, I agree. Like
Zenny and capsules is a perfectly fine thing to have in there. I'm glad I have a lot of it because of the past, but it's not as satisfying as having something that feels a little bit more premium. Because I'll be so honest when I say that the premium pass barely feels premium, because let's just say like season 2, for example, if you were to take the normal pass and the premium pass and you were to literally just swap them, I feel like people would they wouldn't even notice. Like, obviously the amount of rewards, yeah, that would be noticeable, but like when I think about the pass, I'm not thinking of it like, oh, this is the free stuff, this is the premium stuff. It's all just stuff that's in there. Like, for me, most of it feels like pretty equal value from the free and the premium stuff, which you could also argue is like, oh, that's a good thing though. But like at the same time, like it just makes the premium stuff feel like not that exclusive. Like it just doesn't feel that special.
Yeah, no, I hate. I'm a big battle pass hater because the skins look awful. There's no guaranteed stuff in there other than Zenny, which is a free-to-play currency and one that is just like you can't purchase it at all, and it's already scarce as is. So to make it where battle pass is like the thing that you're supposed to get it from, I think inherently, I think the battle pass is just a thing that like entirely needs to be reworked in a sense. Because again, I really hate the skins. I'm a big voice on hating the skins in there. It is probably because what other battle pass is it just recolors? It's so unrewarding in terms of.
I really mean it.
Anything other than gotcha.
I really, really mean it. I really wish they would put more effort into putting, like, how do I put it? If they don't want to put, like, let's say Piccolo with his cape. If they don't want to put that in a battle pass, fine. But maybe put the infinite version in the battle pass, right? So it's not just a recolor. Like you're getting a costume.
The thing is that I was saying. Oh, my Discord just crashed. But yeah, the thing is that like, we have that. They came out with the infinite skins, where it's not infinite for the what is it called? It's not an infinite version of the skin that is like the alternate outfit. So it's not like an infinite of Vegeta with the Saiyan armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's Cell or Hit with obviously characters who have no skins, but if they did have outfits, it's just the infinite of the base character. And instead of adding that to the battle pass, which would have been cool and still incentivizes people to summon, still has value to those EX coins, because again, it's two different things. It's not the infinite version of that character with the costume. It's just the infinite version of the base skin, right? But no,
yes,
they made it where it was still 350 gems, which is fucking absurd for an infinite skin of no costume at all.
The biggest thing I hate monetization wise is it's kind of a weird choice to me to have the characters feel very cheap. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I don't really have a problem with how they price characters, like new characters. I think that's perfectly fine. But summoning for cosmetics
I do. Sorry, go ahead.
is like just an absurd amount of money. Like
Yeah.
Kefla is gonna cost me $7. But if I'm gonna be honest, to get those legendary emotes, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be spending like 50, 60, maybe even like $80 for that shit.
Yeah. And that's if you get lucky. That's if you get lucky.
If I got
too.
lucky. Like, I don't want to drop another $80 to get a Kefla emote for like a video. Like, come on, man. It just feels weird, like the disparity between like literally doing a one multi summon costs more than a character. Buying a costume is more than a character. Like, what?
Yeah. Ooh, disable surrender when all 4 gods of destruction. All right, I've said my opinion a couple of times in this, but let me see what yours is first. What do you think of that?
Okay, I'm gonna try to look at this objectively and like not just be like, well, like what, people are free to do whatever they want. I see the reason why. For your opponents, there are literally things in the game that are tied to getting the Dragon Shell or collecting the Dragon Ball. Like, there are real missions in the game that are connected to that, and more often than not, like, not only it's very hard to even reach that point because of forfeit. I think that is just objectively true. I don't want to take away people's ability to forfeit. I feel like that is kind of like, it feels, I don't know. It would feel mean, but I get the reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
Like, if there was nothing in the game attached to breaking that shell, then sure. Like, it's not, or is it? It's necessary. Not. I don't know what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Because it's tied to real missions on the battle pass. I can see if they made this change, I would understand. But I'm not asking for this change. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
I think, to me, you are taking a very valid problem and you are making it with a you're like turning it into like a monster in a sense. But yeah, it's you're taking a valid problem and turning it into a monster, because like, okay, instead of fixing that issue of, oh, there's missions locked behind you getting me the Dragon Shell. Oh, there's missions behind you getting the Dragon Ball. Oh, I want to see the animation for me collecting the Dragon Ball. Or, oh, like, all of those are valid, 100% valid things. But rather than, again, address that and be like, hey, you know, I want to see the Dragon Ball acquiring animation. Is it possible to just have it where if the team surrenders, okay, the MVP is the one who collects the Dragon Ball then. Oh, if the team surrenders, okay, that counts as Dragon Shell damage. So everyone gets that Dragon Shell damage. Or like it's split evenly among all 4 for the mission. Or hey, just don't make that a mission at all. Right? Like, instead of doing that thing, you're saying, oh, I just don't want there to be surrendering at all. And then you're going to be causing an entire, like, toxicity clump to be created out of thin air when you have like fucking Bully Timmy, who is just like, I'm going to ruin someone's day after destroying them in C rank with like whatever the new character is, and they're just like taunting you at the Dragon Shell. They'll be like, haha, I win. You literally can't do anything. And that is what I'm scared of, is that being a thing of like, okay, well, guess what? Now I'm gonna make you wait for 15 minutes.
Yeah, because really, you could just
constantly just kill you.
Having no way to collectively end the game, I think, is not okay when you put it like that. Yeah.
So again, we're targeting an issue that should be targeted, but we're just given a wrong solution. is what I would say. Like a really,
Yeah.
really bad solution.
I did like your idea of just like having the damage be split up between every player. Like I think that should how it should be.
Yeah. Okay, this is something I've seen that's a pain for players, so please add a new way or make it where you can get more hero points. I think the hero like stuff was completely fine during 2 times, but now that 2 times is gone, I get this. I get this again. But
Do they mean hero memories?
yeah, I'm pretty sure they mean hero memory.
Yeah.
Unless they're talking about like the points that you get after a match, like the 100K. I think
yeah,
they,
that's what I think they're talking about because it's not super easy to get that.
yeah, I as much as I would like to thumbs this up, I do think that they should probably clarify that if they do remake that.
Yeah, tiny bit more
Yeah.
clarification.
For the love of God, add a tier 2 or a tier 1 character unlocked between 148 and 163. That is a massive gap, and you need about 15 upgrades to reach the next tier. 163. In my current situation, I need 79,000 I need just to get there. There is a lot of people who say this part, what is it? That they want like a tier 2 or tier 1. Let me open up the game real quick because I actually am not too like I don't know too much of the newer star level parts. Let me just also mute the game because I don't want it to like immediately blow up my eardrums when it does this right now.
Okay, maybe this is the wrong mindset to have, just to be like, well, don't worry about it. It'll probably just get fixed eventually. Don't worry about it. But in my mind, there was a similar problem before, and they fixed it. They added more just a little bit later. And I expect them to do the same thing, because very few players, if just straight up none of them, are at that point in the thing. Like it's there just to be like, because it has to be there, you know, because every time they add a character, you know, there's more stars to be collected, so it has to be there. But maybe they're just holding it off because that's kind of what they did recently. So I imagine once it's a bit more possible for like the general player to reach that point in the past, that might be the point in which they start adding those like tier 1, tier 2 characters. Again, that's very just assuming, right, that they're going to do that. Obviously, yeah, there should just by default be better rewards in the Star Collection. I totally agree with that. But I have faith that it'll be updated.
Yeah. I do think that at least bringing it up, though, and being like, hey, I just in case you didn't notice this problem, this is kind of bad.
Yeah.
I agree with that, though, because, like, they have it where there is 2 Dragon Ball acquiring animations for these characters, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Ultimate Gohan, back to back, before there is even another character unlocked. So I do hope that that is just an oversight, and that they put, like, a character unlock at 157 or somewhere.
Yeah, because I feel like, I almost feel like it would make people even more mad if, okay, imagine you can get a tier 1 character, but it's at like 165. Like, most players can't get that right now.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're waiting until more of the player base like kind of reaches a certain point, and then they'll just put it just out of reach, like 10 Okana away from where most players.
This is Omega true. Add a thumbs down. Do you know how funny it would be in thumbnails if you added this and then it just like a screenshot right next to it where it's like 9,000 downvotes right there? Do you know how like the insane, and then the one like thumbs up and it just like in themselves. Like this would be a god tier thumbnail right there.
Fun idea. You can still make that thumbnail.
Oh, no, dude, like hold on. Can you imagine I did that, but I just
but for the monkey one?
Yeah. I think that would be funny. but no, for real, they should. Like, again, the more information that Squadra can see, the better. So I think having it where there's like a negative feedback, not a negative feedback, a negative reaction to feedback, and being like, okay, let's say there is a feedback over here. What's one that was like semi popular that I think could get a lot of downvotes as well? This one, right? The disable surrounding one. If they just see 10 thumbs up, they're gonna be like, oh, well, people obviously want it, so we're gonna take it out. But then myself and some others would rightfully downvote that, and maybe it has the same amount. And other people who, again, understand how like that situation would go,
like, oh,
are just gonna downvote that and be like, whoa, you know,
it's divisive.
Right. So just giving them, again, just more information to be able to understand. And then another thing, they were saying keybinds for specific characters. Is that not already a thing inside the game?
Can I be so honest? I have no idea. I'm the equivalent of Little Timmy because I play on my phone because they didn't put the game on fucking Xbox for some reason, and I just used my computer. Before I started YouTube and shit.
Your console got
I only
outsold
used
by
my
a little.
computer for work, so it's not built for games.
Your console got outsold by a little Connect box. All right, that thing is not. That thing is. That thing is getting that box is getting a Squadra port before Xbox. All right. they're gonna make that where it's.
I really mean it, everybody. There's an alternate reality where I'm a Squadra YouTuber on Xbox, but it can't happen, unfortunately. So yeah. I'm a little scrub mobile player. So I'll be honest, I don't really know how that would work, or like if that would make like a big difference for a lot of people. But, I mean, of course, anything that adds more accessibility, and makes it easier for people to, I guess, just play the game how they want to, then yeah, why not?
Yeah, I think that's also fine too. I just looked and apparently it's not a thing. So, the thing is that like there are other games, the one of the biggest MOBAs that I used to play when I played MOBAs other than Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra was Smite, and that one had it where there was specific character, or every single character you can put your own sort of what is it called, the level that you acquire the skills and what like gets leveled up. There was that. There was the custom keybinds for each character, I'm pretty sure, and like more customized ability, like items and all that would like be automatically purchased when using specific characters. So if they did custom keybinds, they did custom, again, skill upgrades, like automatic ones. I think that would be completely fine. So that one gets a thumbs up by me. Yep. And this will just be the last one. Buff Bojack's Cosmic Bloom by making it an active detonation. I think they mean skull emoji. Are they saying like minefields?
Yeah, that's what they're referring to. Okay, as a Bojack main, I feel like I'm qualified to speak on this, but at the same time, I don't really know what they're asking when they say an active detonation skill. I'm not entirely sure what they mean by that.
Maybe they're saying that they want you to be able to click the ability again and be able to explode the mines.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That would be neat. I don't think it's necessary. I think the move is okay as it is. It's not like an over. But that would be a neat way of adding a little bit more spice to Bojack and strategic gameplay.
Right.
I feel like it wouldn't make a huge difference on how you play them though, because they're already mine. Like, they either hit or they don't. Like, the opponent gets hit by them by either by running into them or getting hit by it initially.
The other thing too is that like you're gonna more often, like when you play Bojack, right? Don't you just pair it with skill 3? Hell, skill 1.
Yeah, like it's
All
pretty
of those
much
detonate the mines.
just for the damage.
Right. So, like,
So I like the idea. It's a cute idea, but it wouldn't really change his game plan. Like, like I said, it either hits or it doesn't. Like, you're not setting up the mines and like manually activating it for some like insane kill. Like, it would just do the same thing anyways.
okay, hold on. Not to. I know that we said one more. I'm gonna comment on this because I think that this
Sure.
guy being lower ranked does bring up a good point. If you are playing with teammates who are not going after objectives, the match should either be voided if early game, or the players who actually contributed towards the enemy team's attempt at success shouldn't lose any ranking points at all. Everyone is tired of bots, AFKs, and objective dodging players. From a person who is just playing on like a lower sort of ranking, you're going to run into that a lot. And the reason why is because Gekishin Squadra is horrible. One of the worst in explaining what to do. When you start up Gekishin Squadra and you do that practice mode that they force you to do, you get told two things. That you need to go from one dragon shell to the other while in that straight line, and that you need to destroy the gods of destruction to get there.
Yep.
They never put you into like a practice game and be like, this is what you're like supposed to do. These are what the bosses do. This is what goes on, and getting bosses not only does this, but also has it where you can do that. Also, if you get a triple boss KO, like this is what happens afterwards. Like, those are important mechanics to learn, and they tell you nothing. They tell you nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
there's a reason why, like, I will look at footage either from, like, other YouTubers like you guys, or even my stuff, from, like, Season 0 or beginning of Season 1, and I will just laugh at the gameplay. Like, even my own gameplay. Because... yeah, everybody knew how to throw hands and hit the tower, burst damage button. But nobody had any concept of what the meta was. Nobody had any concept of, like, how to farm, or that bosses were important, or, like, just anything. Like, nobody knew anything besides just how to throw hands. And it's such a common sentiment. Like, if you look at your favorite YouTubers checking out Squadra for the first time, they all play it the same way. They have like random characters going in random lanes, and they just want to throw hands. Like, you never see them like focus that hard on farming. You never see them go for bosses. Like, that's just how it was at the beginning. And I want to assume most of the people who are still around playing the game are aware of all that stuff now, and they try their best to do their best at it. But yeah, newer players and lower ranked players, we aren't taught this at all. Like, you could clearly see it from how the way everybody played the game at the start. Nobody knew jack shit.
I really do think that Gekishin Squadra needs to have it where it's like beginner, intermediate, and then like advanced sort of training. So like the beginning is like what they showed at the beginning. That's the core game mechanic that you will use in every single thing, right? But then intermediate is like, okay, bosses, this is what each one does. This is what, like, triple boss KO. This is what happens, like, if you get a boss and then, like, it damages the tower and all of that. And maybe even talking about, like, how much XP Kai gives, the fact that it's 5 minions, the small stuff like that, right? And then advance is like when minions come up, when Kai comes up, when the back farm Kais come up. How if you don't get that the Kai just won't show up if you just don't get back farm at all. And that if you are losing at the game and are like falling behind in XP, that they just start throwing minions towards the back, and why that happens. And all of that stuff. Again, just more knowledge to people who maybe don't even want to like watch Gekishin Squadra content, and they shouldn't have to. They shouldn't have to go onto a YouTube and be searching up Ya Pooper Mike
How to get
and
Squadra episode 5.
hey,
Yeah.
it's your boy Mike.
It's a
This is the things I wish I knew when I first started Gekishin Squadra. Oh,
Yeah, I've seen maybe 15 of those videos.
Plus five. Like, dude, like, I do not give a fuck.
Yeah,
Like, tell me what I'm supposed to do. Like, they shouldn't have to be like that. This is the game that they created. They should know how to talk about it, and they don't. They don't talk about it.
Like, tell me why in season 1 it was considered elite knowledge to know when the bosses spawn. Like, what? Like, there were a lot of people in season 1 who just straight up didn't know that they spawn at like specific timer count. It was just like, yep, they're just here now. They just didn't know because they don't teach you. And I don't know why this is what's coming to mind because I have maybe only like 5 hours in this game, but I wish they would have had something like almost like Sonic Frontiers. I don't know why that's coming to mind, but like every time the game introduced you to a new concept, there'd be like this like little training mode section for it, and you would have to do it like multiple times before like it lets you just like return to normal gameplay. And like obviously you can't do that in a match. But, like, they should do that for, like, every concept in Squadra. Like, I mean, even for cards, they should have, like, a little training section dedicated to it. Like, everything related to Squadra, there should be, like, a mini training thing for it to get it down.
Like, Dokkan goes into a match, and you're like, oh, my God, bro. I transferred phones, okay? I don't need this knowledge again. But like you go into hidden potential, and it's like, hey, just so you know, this is the reason for hidden potential. Like red is attack, blue is for defense, and then green is for health. And then you can also get effects, and you're like, oh, you know, like at least it tells you though. At least it's telling people who do that what it does. This is equipment. This is all this. When you go into a stage for the first time, it's like, okay, this is like if you get the same key sphere, it gives you 2. If you do this, it heals you. It does this, and like it gives you an overwhelming amount of information, but at least you can say that you were given it. Gekishin Squadra is the exact opposite, where I've asked this in the past, and I'll ask you, what do you think vanishing step efficiency means? Like what you don't know. Do you know what? Do you know who has that?
Nope.
Bubbles. Bubbles has that as a technical supporter, and vanishing step efficiency makes it where the cooldown is faster when you are like having that effect, and no one knows that. It shouldn't be like me quizzing you for you to be like knowing what that is. Like when you're looking at the effects in Gekishin Squadra and you're hovering over it and it's just like a vanishing step efficiency, what most people would think is like how far you go, and that's what I thought it was how far you go with the vanishing step. And I think I even made a video talking about it, that it was like that, and I was like, fuck, how did I upload
how
this?
Unclear the supporters are and what they do, unless you like manually go in and test it. Like, it's very unclear what most of them do.
They don't even have a small video like they do with the characters. It's so easy to have done that.
Like, I'll be honest, when I first unlocked Middle Rail, though, I was like, what the fuck is Applies Wrath? Because no character has that ability.
It gives you wrath by reading it. It's
exclusive to Rildo. So, like, what the fuck could it possibly mean?
Yeah, I think when I read Bardock's information, I saw wrath again. I totally forgot that it was also the Rildo effect as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, Bardock. But I'm talking about like in season 1 when no character had it. Obviously now, yeah, you can say it.
No, yeah. That's what I'm saying, because like I read wrath when Bardock's kid had it, and I totally forgot that that's what it was also Rildo's as well. So I was like, huh. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Gekishin Squadra has like a very bad information problem, and it's also really bad for players who are just like starting at the game. So, you know, maybe let's Gekishin Squadra. Maybe like, shit, I'll do this. I will literally write out the entire stuff for free if you let me. This is Gekishin Squadra dev who is watching this shit right now. I will do the same exact thing that I did, and I will write out all of the information and make it easily accessible. Please, for the love of God, talk like about this stuff, right? I could compile this data, man.
Actually, I'm so glad this was brought up because, yeah, it's kind of easy to forget since, like, again, most of the people who were like stick around for Squadra, like, for most of us get it at this point. You know, we have a very, you know, like at least semi good understanding of the game at this point. But like, it's kind of easy to forget that there's always going to be new players coming, right? Like, I imagine a lot of people came into the game when they heard about Super Vegito. That's very exciting, and like I'm thinking about almost a similar issue Dragon Ball Legends had. I remember I was watching Gresh, and he was just like, I remember one time explaining, like, during like a Legends Fest, he was like, could you imagine a new player seeing this menu? Like, what the hell would they think? But now I'm thinking about that, not just like one, like a shop menu. I'm thinking about the scale of the whole game. Like, if you're a new player getting into Squadra, like, how the fuck are you supposed to understand anything going on?
Yep. Gekishin Squadra, you disappoint me or something. I don't know.
Roger, I love you, I hate you, and everything in between.
Yeah. I'll see you next week. I'll see you next week for Feedback Monday, where I get mad again.
Where we get mad for like 3 hours. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll go ahead and stop. Make sure to check out the channel for D in the comments, as well as, well, no, I'll put it in the description, because if I put it in the comments, then I'm gonna have to wake up and do it. I'd rather just put it in the description instead. But you're also gonna be a collaborator, so it should also just be you should also just subscribe to them as well. Yeah.
God, can I just say, what a wonderful addition to YouTube. I love that.
It
really does encourage like multi-person content and like crediting people. Sure. I love it. It's great.
Yes. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and stop here. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, everybody.
I hope you all have a great Easter week, and hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.
Bye.